Hi everyone. I promised I would come on and show how to do a couple of the alternative cards that I had made. I made 8 for the paper pumpkin kit for March called Here's to You. And I have to do them in an order, and I had to do them a little differently than I did before because I don't have as many supplies left. So anyway, we're going to do this one first. And the reason is because I only have one of these left, and I need this piece so that I can cut that out and turn it upside down and do this piece. So I'm going to do this one and then the shaker card. And I think that'll probably be it for now. And I'll tell you sizes and things as I go. I still have sticky tape. So what I did, I took the largest square of the layering square dies, which are, to my dismay, retiring. I just don't get it, but anyway, they are. So we are going to take a piece of purple tape, or truthfully, I recommend, I am actually going to turn that this way. I don't think it makes a difference because it's a square. Yeah, we're going to do it this way. Because sometimes the purple tape will tear your paper. And I just want to kind of center it as best I can because I want my window, right, to be pretty even for the shaker card. So I'm going to turn around and die cut that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have die cut that out, and we are going to sit this piece aside for now, and we'll use that on the next card. Now, to go under that on this card, I cut a piece of Calypso Coral, Pretty Peacock, and I used this is the largest plain layering die square, and this is the largest scalloped one. I used both largest pieces in there, and like I said, these are retiring, so if you want them and they're still available, they're number 151772, run for them. I always feel it's good to have in your stash the basic shape dies, and then we're just going to go ahead and glue that down, and I am going to use wet glue. Sorry, let me get a little organized here. There we go. All right. Oop, I put my glue out, a new one, but I didn't open it. Wow. Sorry about that. It's just like being on live, right? And forgive my messy mat. I'm trying really hard not to take it off until it really needs to be. Like it's much dirtier. But pretty soon. March is ending next week, so if I can make it that long, then I don't have to rewrite the March host code. I can put the April one on. So we're just going to do that. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp on a scrap, which I have here somewhere, with the stamp set from the kit. Congratulations. And we're going to use Pretty Peacock, which I did a little rearranging today. I went through all my retiring stamp sets. I'm going to do it like right here, but I'm using now for this one the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and for the Pretty Peacock I use the second smallest one, and for this one I'm going to be using the smallest one on the Whisper White. Those are not retiring. Stitch So Sweetly dies, they're wonderful. And while we have the ink out, we're going to stamp the inside of the card. Let's see, did I just put, okay. We're going to stamp Here's to You. We're going to stamp it in this direction. I almost messed that up. Let's see. Here's to You. I I also put my camera on the other mount, so hopefully this doesn't look too upside downy or anything to you. I hope. Alright, let me clean my stamps real quick. Just take a second. Alrighty, there's one. There's two. Alright. And now, I'm not going to die cut that, but I do have to die cut this. So let me get my purple tape again. I do find that purple tape tears the white paper sometimes, so I'm going to be really careful with this, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I was going to show you how to do a stenciling card, but the one I wanted to do, I thought I had used only one of these sheets of paper, so we might do a third card, but if we do, it's going to be different. It'll be a bonus card for watching this video. How's that? Hope that's good with you. And I'm going to put my Stitch So Sweetly die away because I got it pretty straight. Hooray for me. Oh, I did get a little probably off my finger. That's right, I'm going to go with it anyway. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and glue that down also onto this pretty peacock piece. And this glue is new, like I said, so it's I'm actually going to rub some of that off because it's a little blobby. Maybe I'll just put it right there. And then I'll have to wipe my finger off. I'll just center that right in there. Alrighty. Paper towel right here to wipe my finger off on. Okay, so now the next thing is we need our card base, which is Seaside Spray, which is a retiring color. Going away as of May 3rd. If you don't have the outgoing colors of Seaside Spray, Pretty Peacock, Purple Posy for paper only, Terracotta Tile and Rococo Rose, I would suggest getting them. The Rococo Rose paper is already on back order. It'll come in, but it'll fly out again. Alright, so we have these two pieces in our center. And this is what we're aiming for here. Oh, one more thing. We have these, let me get rid of this. We have these trees, and I do want to put them on. And let's see how I did that. I need to snip a little piece off. Let's get them on here good. It hangs over a little bit, but it's okay because it's on the rest of the card base. So we need to snip that much off. I'm going to actually use wet glue. I think when I first did it, I used glue dots, mini glue dots. And you can do that too. Be really careful with these trees, like I said in my other video, because those stems are a little wobbly, right? But, and if you wanted to add dimension to this, you could, but I don't really recommend it since the stems are wobbly. And we're just going to put that right on here. So that was one of the die cuts from the kit. There we go. Now, we, through the magic of video, ran this through. Okay, so we have an A2 card base horizontal. We have run a 5 1/4 by 4 inch, 5 1/4 by 4 through the pine wood planks, and I ran it through so that the groove is vertically on the piece. Intentionally. I did that intentionally. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Now what we need to do is figure out our placement, right? So how I did it, let's put our card base aside for a minute. I put this over here and then this over here, and these are both bumped up. But before I put this one down, I took the linen thread and I wrapped it 3 times around. So let's go ahead first and put this up on dimensionals. Somewhere I have dimensionals. And now I might have used foam adhesive sheets because this is a big piece, but I'm going to just use dimensionals. You were provided with some mini dimensionals. If you have larger ones, I would suggest you use them. In fact, I'm actually going to cut part of this and go down the middle with it. Let's see how long I need, about right there. And that will save on using up some of the other dimensionals. Actually, I might put one more little piece. I just don't like my things to be wobbly. I'll put one there. Okay. Alright. And we'll go ahead and put some on here, but we're not going to put it down yet. Now, I don't want to put any in this corner because that's going to be glued onto the corner of this other piece. And I'm kind of going to put it in the middle. And I might just put a mini over here because this one, when I did it, the linen thread goes under here, and I think I have dimensionals right on the linen thread. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and put some over here because I just need to know to run the linen thread through that spot. So wherever I put it, that's where that has to go. Okay. I hope that made sense. So first thing is we're going to put this down. Actually, first thing is we're going to take this piece and, oh gosh, I put it away already. We're going to take the Pretty Peacock Stampin' Right marker and go around the edge of this because I just want it to pop off the card a little bit. You could also use a sponge dauber or a sponge provided in the kit if you have Pretty Peacock ink. Now you could also do this card in Calypso Coral, and I did one in Calypso Coral and I used the craft envelope, but I did find that the craft envelope, when you ran it through the embossing folder, it sort of started to tear a little bit at the grooves. And we're going to go with it with the ridges down in. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's how I'm doing it. Just like that look better on this card. Alright. I think I'm going to like this camera setup better for me because I'm not having to work around a camera stand. But you guys let me know. Alright, now I have to, of course I get that on a little crooked. Carefully pry it up. No, it's not gonna go. It looks crookeder now to me. I think I had it all right the first time. Anyway, alright, now you can either use glue dots for this. I'm going to use regular seal because I have also been finding that my Seal Plus has been tearing paper, especially if it's embossed. So even though it's strong, you know, you don't want to tear your paper, and it was doing that. So I'll still use it sometimes for thicker ribbons and stuff, but I'm going to reserve it for that. Alright, now, see, we're going to see about where this goes, like here. And I might just put a little pencil mark right here. That is about where we want the twine to fall. So, let's start up here. Yeah, see, that's over too far that way. I might have put the glue on the back over too far. That's pretty good right there. Right there. I'll just do 3 times around and together. Oop. And that's about, oops, I should have cut that a little shorter. Okay. And now we can see if this will go on here good. I think it will go perfectly in there. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue right up here. I got a little blobby too much. And take these off and place them over the corner. I see what happened. That picture slid on the frame thing. Place that over the twine so that it's in between the dimensionals here. And now we're going to just take a little bit of this and go under here and tie a little bow. And then sometimes what I do, and I think I did do that with this one, is make that bow a little smaller, that one a little smaller, that one a little bigger. Snip these off a little bit there. I put a glue dot underneath here. Sorry, I got sidetracked. As I do. And you might want to just sort of roll it up a little bit so it doesn't stick out much, but it helps hold that bow in place and the twine as well. Now, put the scissors away. And we're going to glue this down onto our card now. Anyway, gremlins in my house, I'll tell you what. Especially the last week or two. Don't know what's going on. Alright, so we're just putting lots of glue on to hold this piece that's been put through a 3D embossing folder on the card. And then while I have the glue open, we're going to go ahead and put this down. Now I think on the other card I put the little birds also on the inside, but I'm not going to bother with that on this one. You could stamp something else on here if you would like, but I'm not going to. Okay, and now the last thing is I pulled out some blue. It was the navy gems actually, out of the blue adhesive back gems, and they will be, best I can tell at the moment, carrying over to the new annual catalog. And they are in balmy blue and navy. And we'll see if I can do this. I put a new thing on my, I want the dark ones. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use this end. Sometimes I get the putty, I don't know if I can, there we go, onto the top of the gems, and I don't really want to do that either. And we're going to put one down here. Yeah. And then a small one we'll put right here. Maybe we'll put it over a little bit this time. There. And that is card number 1. So let me clear this up and come back and we'll do the shaker card together. Okay everyone, the card we're going to make now is the shaker. And so what we're going to need is the negative from this, because we're going to use this piece. So we're going to have to cut that. And I have one envelope insert, which is what I used a piece of in here. Now, the piece I had was just a little bit short up here, but, and I was going to do another card, but I can't get that card and this one out. So I must have used 2 different pieces of paper. So maybe we'll do a 3rd card with this if I have time. I'm not sure. Alright, so before we do the cutting on those, let's do our stamping. Now I am going to bring in the Peaceful Moments for this happy birthday. This stamp set is continuing. It was, it coordinates with the Poppy Moments dies. It was in the January to June 2020 mini, and also this past year's annual, and it is carrying forward. which I'm happy about because I really like this stamp set. So we're going to stamp the happy birthday, and we're going to use a punch that is retiring, which is the 1.5 inch circle punch. Yeah, I'm kind of not understanding why every circle punch is going away, but I think I can get that out of down here. So let's try it. I use scraps. I do use scraps. Yeah, perfect. So there's that piece. And then the other piece is for the inside of the card. Now for that, we're going to use a stamp from the kit. And it says, all the best for a happy, healthy, and prosperous year. Which I think is fitting for a birthday card. So we're just going to stamp that up here. This piece looks awfully big to me, but there we go. Alright, so let me clean my ink up and I'll be right back. Okay everyone, so the next step is, well, first of all I probably need to, this is an A2 card base, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and we're going to do a vertical card this time. And then we need to put around our happy birthday. Let's see if this will fit on this scrap. Yep, I'm using the largest circle from the Tasteful Label dies, and they are carrying over, I think, as well. Forgot to write it on there. So we're going to cut that out, and let me do that real quick here first, and then we have to do some other cutting. So the next thing we need to do is we need to cut this, and it has to be 5 1/4 by 4. So let me get the trimmer. And now you have to be careful because you don't want to just go here and go to 4, because this will be too lopsided. So you want to go to like 4 1/8. Actually, let me just go to 4 1/4 first. So we have this piece extra we could use for something else, right? All right, now you see I want 1/8 of an inch off each side. So we're going to go 1/8 here. You could have just done it, like I said, the first time. And then we're going to do 1/8 of an inch over here. And I'm measuring to the 1/8 inch line, which you can't really see because of the glare, but it's 2 lines from the 1/4 inch is how I figure it out. Now this has to be 5 1/4, and that I'm going to take off the bottom, that 1/4 inch. All right, because I just think it looks fine that way. And normally I would save this and maybe use it like that, but I'm not going to. Okay, now we also are going to need a piece to go under that, right? And I measured that. Now when I did this one, the piece I had, I don't know if you can see it, it went all the way to here, so that's 4 inches. I can do that again, but this was too short, and this square is 3 1/4 square, I believe. No, not quite 3. Oh, I want it to be 3 1/4 because I want an edge around here. In fact, because this is so narrow, I might just make it 4 inches wide, but it has to be at least 3 1/4 inches tall. I might just do 4 by 4 actually, because you know I'm about done with this kit. So we're going to go 4 tall, and then we have this piece to use for something else, and I'm going to go 4 wide, and now we have that piece. So we have a little bit of envelope liner left. Let's just see. Yeah, see, actually I probably should have gone a 1/4 inch smaller. Let's just take a 1/4 inch off of that on the sides, because I don't want it sticking out the sides, but I need it to be tall enough, right? like that. Now, we need window sheet, but before I get that, we're going to run this through the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. So why don't I do that, and I'll get us some window sheet, and then we'll start making our shaker card. I'll be right back. Alright, so I have a piece of window sheet scrap, and it's actually exactly the right size for this, but I'm going to cut it down to, let's see, I don't want it to go all the way to the edge, but almost. So that's 5 1/4, so I'm going to cut it to 5. You could even do it to 4 3/4. And I'm going to save that bit because I can use it for something, I'm sure. Oops. Let's take that off. And now we're actually going to flip this over, get out our seal, and we are going to tack down our window sheet. Well, maybe. And again, normally I would like to use the Seal Plus, but I think I tried that on the first one and it tore it. Oops. Now on the other one, well, I'll tell you that when we get to that part. Alright, let's get our window sheet on here. I have not done anything to make it non-static yet, and you want to, I only cut it 1/4 inch short on the top and bottom, so we want to make sure that it is not going to go over the edges on anywhere. And I'm just going to push that down good with the that. Okay, now I'm going to rub this actually with a static dryer sheet, and you can use that, or you can use something else, like a powder thing. I have both. Last time I used both. Now we're going to bring in these foam adhesive strips. Alright. And the first thing we're going to do is put them around the window, as close to the window as we can. And you just, I peel one all the way off, and we'll put 2 like this. Let me get my snip, not my snips, because I use my paper snips by Stampin' Up! For only ribbon and stuff. And then we'll put one here, and we'll try and go down about the same width that I did there. Now this is not going to be long enough. I'm actually going to use that like up here. Yeah, maybe not. Hang on. We'll start a new one for the piece in here, because that is not long enough, and I can use, you know, 2 pieces, but I really like it to be snug with no gaps, and I cut it even just a little bit longer there, and that way it fits snugly in there, right? Now let's go down the edge. I'm going in a little bit, but not much. Okay. Now these bits we can use somewhere else, so let's go ahead and put this here and this here, because they don't have to be right smack together. But you want it to be sturdy, right? And then we'll make this one go down the length. If you wanted to, you could color the sides of it, but I'm not doing that. The front of this card is white, so I'm not going to bother. And now I just have this little piece, which I'll stick I don't know, right here. And actually then I'm going to cut another little piece to put in here. And I could use dimensionals, but I want to make sure it's all the same length, and that's plenty. All right, so let's move them out of the way. I'm going to do the static thing one more time, and let me just check. I'm always constantly checking. Our flowers are going to be right side up. They're going to go like this. And I think that's why I had it go all the way to the edge, because it won't go all the way over these two, but that's okay. It'll get hooked on with this part, and then it'll get glued onto the card. I'm not going to put another backing on it this time. All right, so then we get out the sequins for everything, which are carrying over. And what I used were the orange and a few green, because the paper is Calypso Coral, Bumblebee, and actually just Jade, but I didn't want the green to be overpowering. Sequins are sticking to me. Oops. We want them in the other part. In the other part. I used to be afraid of making these, but they're actually not really hard to do at all. There we go. And I'm going to close this up and put it away because I don't want the sequins spilling everywhere. Anyway, these are number 153556 if you are interested. They're available now, and also will be in the new catalog. So again, I'm checking, so it has to go like this. So I'm going to take off these inner pieces only at first, and hope that I can, oops, I forgot that was just a little piece. There we go. And I see I have a sequin trying to hide in here. There we go. All right. And actually I'm gonna, I think, let me see how that'll go. It doesn't really matter as long as it's centered over. I'm gonna go up a little bit. Yeah, we'll just rub that down. Now let's take our other bits off. I just want to make sure we have a tight connection on that piece. And like I said, the last time I put a piece of Bumblebee behind it, but I don't really care for that, how that shows on the front. So we're just taking all these other strips off, and then actually this will stick to that now as well. And then we get our card front. And there we have that, right? And let's just see how this will go. Got it down a little low, but it's okay. And it shakes. I don't have as many bits in as I did the last time, but it's all good. There's a couple sticking down now. Anyway, pretty good. Now, we just glue this on to this. Which was from the Tasteful Labels dies, I believe I said. And I did not use wet glue to put that down because it goes partially over this. So what I think I did is use glue dots, but I'm going to try and use seal. And I might have used seal, I can't remember. Sorry, I'm trying to get it started. You definitely want some where it's going to stick to the window sheet. There. All right. And right about here. And then, where did I put it? Here it is. I used terracotta tile ribbon And that is from the Ornate Garden combo pack, which has Old Olive in this. And just tied a little bow because it's close enough to Calypso Coral, and we don't have Calypso Coral. You could use the twine from the kit or the thread, but I choose to use this because I think it ties nicely and it matches closely enough, and it adds a pop of color against that white. Let me see, I think that's too big. Let's cut it down a little bit. Which way did I? Sorry if I'm off screen or anything. Still a little bit big. Just make it a tiny bit smaller. Okay, and now we're going to put that down with a glue dot, or two, sometimes two. And we're just going to put that sideways over here, right there. And I will probably take my scissors and get another glue dot, my other scissors. And I like to sneak another one under there just for security. Sometimes like right in there where the bow ties so it doesn't come apart. There. And there is the outside of the card. Now, if you had, you could color some rhinestones with Calypso Coral alcohol markers. In fact, I think we will do that. But let's put our inside in first. Now, on this one, I just had a little strip here. But we have this little strip we cut off we could use, or we have a little bit bigger strip we could put there. You know what, let's just put this little tiny strip here. Even though it's not the full length, I think it'll be okay. I'll just use a little glue and put that down. See, we're not wasting any bit of our little envelope liner. I don't want that oozing out as much as I can avoid it. And this piece is actually 5 1/4 by 4, and it's in Whisper White, but you can use basic white as well, which is the new white by Stampin' Up. Oh, now I just closed the glue and I forgot to put this in. So that wasn't so bad, right, as far as a card? So I think that's going to be it. Well, let me see something. I think that'll be it for this video. Oops. Oh no, we were going to put bling on. Let's go ahead and do that. I was going to do a third card because I have these bits, but I might come back in a separate video and do that because that is not a card that I have made yet. And let's get my rhinestones out. And we don't have a Calypso Coral. We have a pumpkin pie in, maybe that would work actually. What do you think? No, maybe. I think I'd rather take a pack of our rhinestone basic jewels and color with, if I can find the right one, dark Calypso Coral. I actually found the right one right away. Ooh, I'm amazed. Alright, and let's just color a large one. I'm using the brush end. We'll just color one of each size. And I'm going to go back over them one more time. And be careful with your tip. You can split your tip. So be gentle and cautious. Alright. That was the, excuse me, the dark Calypso Coral. And let's see, I think I'll put the little one on here. And a big one down here. And the medium one maybe right up here. There we go. There is our shaker card, everyone. So that was 2 cards using leftovers. So this was die cut out of here with the largest layering square without the scalloped edge. Put it on a scalloped edge one with part of the cut aparts from the kit. Stamped congratulations. Actually, this is the one. Yeah, from the kit. And use Seaside Spray, which is a retiring color. Pretty Peacock Stampin' Right. And the linen thread from the kit. Congratulations from the kit, and here's to you from the kit. So that is the first card we did, which we had to do in order to get this window on this one. Calypso Coral is the color that came with the ink in the kit, I believe. And you could put a few more gems in there, sequins if you wanted to. This one has a few more, and it shakes a little better, but it's all good. And the sequins are carrying over. And then on the envelope, these were the Whisper White envelopes. I just used a stamp from the kit also. I'll do that as well. And then we did the inside just a tad different. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it shows you how to do the shaker card. And I will probably be back with another video on 1 or 2 more cards from this kit, and then that'll be it. And on to other things. All right, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, night, whatever. And I hope to see you the next time. And don't forget, it's last chance. The retiring products go away May 3rd or before, because once they sell out, they're gone. If you would like anything, shop my store. There's always a link below the video. And if your order's under $150, please remember to use this host code in the month of March. I'll have a new host code for the month of April, and it'll be on a sheet like this, although I think I'm going to do away with snowflakes and go back to a regular grid paper for a while. And yeah, so I hope that if you're interested in anything, you know, please don't hesitate to click on the links below and shop with me if you're in the USA. I'd love to be your demonstrator. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Hugs, love, and peace.